My name's Kerrie Erwin. Thanks for joining me tonight. I have a special guest on tonight, Violet, the White Witch, and we'll be doing a talk and she'll be showing us how to do some love spells for all the lovers out there. So it's a bit of fun. And welcome to 2021. This is a 5 year, it's a year of change. And you work it out by 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. So it's a year 5, it's a universal year 5, so it's all about change. So, from last year where we sort of had it's a reset was last year, and this year is the change year where you can just really sort of start to change yourself and move ahead. It's also a year of the ox, it's called the golden ox, and it's a shake-up, this year of change. And the year of the ox, it's about moving ahead mentally and spiritually, and it's taking personal responsibility for what you want in your life. So if you've been stuck or not feeling happy about relationships for a start, now's the time to really do a good sort of preview on your whole life and where you want to go. So it's about moving forward with big changes, new exciting adventures and all that sort of things. But anyway, we've got a few things lined up. So I've actually pulled a few cards like I always do. Before we go on to that, I had a really busy year last year, and I was up at Uluru in the Northern Territory for the summer solstice, and it was absolutely fantastic. I did a show with the Consciousness tribe, and it was fabulous. It was just one of those experiences, and lots of things happened. And when you go to these vortexes in the world, it also happened to me in Sedona, you actually go through big changes. You look at your life, how you're going and all that sort of thing. So it made me think a lot about what I want to do with my life as well. So there'll be definitely changes for me this year, especially with work. Okay, so I've pulled some cards for the Valentine special. Hello, they're all coming on. There's Angie. Hello, beautiful. How you going? There's Trish. Hello, hi, Trish. Good to see you. And we've got Vanessa. Everyone's starting to come on. Welcome new people. Welcome old people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Valentine special. So if you don't get a chance to see this tonight, I'm sure everyone can share it with their friends, because we've got some pretty good tips on love, which is very special. Everyone deserves love in their life, don't they, Violet?
Absolutely.
Yes, so we've got a few tips. We'll be talking about love language later on. But anyway, the cards I've picked, and it's very in tune with what we'll be talking about tonight. The first card is all about forgiveness. So if you're the first person you need to forgive really is yourself. That's what I always say. If you want to create forgiveness in your life, you're feeling stuck, start to forgive every single person around you, people that have hurt you, people that no longer serve you. You need to thank them for helping you move on, because you are no longer into that energy anymore. So you don't linger, you don't go into the poor me, you don't disempower yourself, you move on. So it's about forgiving yourself and forgiving every single person around you who went out of your life. I had quite a few last year, and so did members of my family and friends. It's kind of so many things happened last year in that universal 4 year last year. It was like a lot of lessons and learning, the reset year. So so it's about forgiveness. That's the first thing, because when you forgive, it's kind of like you just let go of a ginormous load, and you just let it go, and you don't have to worry about anything. And usually when one door closes, another door opens. So forgiveness is an amazing type of healing, really, on all levels. And because you don't want to sort of hang on to rubbish, hang on to toxic situation, toxic friends. And as a reader, I've been doing so many readings on relationships and people leaving work, especially last year, really doing what they want to do this year. So it's really sort of on par with the universal year 5, and it's quite exciting. So forgiveness is the first card. The next card I pulled, which is quite interesting, it's all about emergence, because when you forgive people and you move on, this new person, you start to sort of find out who you are creatively, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Like, I know for a start, I'm training at the gym, I'm writing more, I'm focusing more on my creative work I want to do, and I'm sure a lot of people are doing similar things. So, you emerge out of this old person, and, you create somebody who you really want to be, how you want people to see you in the world too, and because you feel very productive. It's because sometimes you get stuck in these situations where you're just doing the same old, same old. I know I did that for like 12 years. I was always running around, sort of doing all these things. And in the end, it kind of didn't serve me because I didn't get any joy. So this year I'll be doing new things, like I said, and I'm sure a lot of other people will as well. So this new you will emerge when you let go of all that sadness, all those toxic situations. When you let it go, this beautiful energy will emerge out of you. And it just feels wonderful when that happens. So have a look at that. It's great, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing when that happens. Okay, and the third card I got, which is quite amazing, and see how it all goes in these universal cards. It's all about creativity. It's about being creative. If you feel like you really want to write that book, if you want to start some sort of creative project, if you want to paint, if you want to write, if you want to go to dancing classes, or if you want to get groups of people together, perhaps, getting involved in talking groups, meditation groups, getting online and getting your own podcast or things like that, something that you really love. Now's the time to be really creative, because the first part of the year is very similar to last year, but the second part of the year I feel things are really going to go. And next year we're coming into the year of the tiger, so it's a real go year. I'll probably be overseas like everybody else next year. So yeah, so this year is like getting ready on the launch pad. So start creating all these great things. And if you can't write, take a course, or if you just want to keep a blog, or even being creative is something like making changes in your home, like throwing out things that you don't longer like, or giving away your old clothes and maybe buying new clothes, or makeup, or just being very creative. And it's really fun. And you don't have you don't have to have a lot of money to have fun or to be creative. Like, you might want to start going out bushwalking, catching up with friends, having picnics on the beach, or in the bush or in the forest. I lived in Scandinavia for years, and we didn't have any beaches over there, but I sure spent a lot of time in the forest, hiking in the hills, and it was wonderful. Wonderful fishing, hiking in the hills and doing things like that. In Australia it's a bit hot over here, isn't it, especially in the summer months, so we're sort of into the more beach mentality, and so we're all into beaches and stuff here, so it's quite different. But yeah, just spend time out in nature. I know I used to do a lot of bushwalking, especially in winter, and we lived once in the national park, and that was fantastic. We used to go exploring, in the bush, and lots of things to do. So be very creative, be happy, and no more poor me, I can't do anything, boo hoo hoo. Get rid of that, because those negative thought forms really don't take you anywhere. They just launch you to a very low level. And as for relationships, we'll be talking about that in a minute, but I'd like to talk about the types of relationships. And I've spoken about this before. There's different types of groups. And this is all part of the Valentine special. So happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I've got my rose quartz here. Isn't it gorgeous? This is near my bed. I keep it near my bed. It makes me feel really nice. I get all the vibes. I've got a beautiful crystal. And also I have a beautiful little angel. I have her on my desk. Little rose angel. She's sweet, isn't she? I have all these little crystals. I love crystals. Also, if I'm going for interviews, I might stick them in my bra crystals. Here's a beautiful other one. I gave this to my daughter. She has this next to her bed. It's beautiful, isn't it, these little crystals? You'd have lots of fun. You can really feel the energy coming out of that. Always love rose quartz. They're very good for children too. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about the different groups of soul energies. And then I'll have Violet on. We're going to be talking about love language. We're going to have a love language section. We'll be talking about different topics, and also we will be, she's going to show us some magic tricks, so I can't wait to see that. Yeah, she's the white witch of everything. Okay, so the first group of is the soulmate connection. Soulmate connection. Okay, this is a perfect marriage, union, frequency, combination and alignment of souls, as these souls are highly compatible and are able to function in the world at their highest potential, even though they may appear entirely different personalities and appearance. And these sort of soulmate connections, so they're those kind of long marriages where you just can thrive in your own environment. You don't have to be codependent and wait for the other person. You actually can go off and have a career and have someone at home having their own career. So I really love soulmate relationships, because I feel the soulmate, they're happy to see you grow. I'm actually in a soulmate relationship. I've been with my partner now probably for 38 years. It's a long time. Second marriage too. And he's completely opposite to me. We have different lifestyles, and we get together. We like films, we like movies, stuff like that. We have totally different friends, and we're totally different things. He never comes to my spirit shows. He's totally not a psychic, not into psychic things, which is hysterical. Everyone calls me Samantha and my husband Darren. So we're not compatible but in that way, but we get on otherwise. We have lots of fun.
And you love Vikings.
And we love the Viking movies. We love all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I'm actually in a soulmate relationship. I'm pretty happy about that. And, you know, it's not an easy thing. You've got to work at it, but you give them attention too. It's not just about you. You know, some of these relationships where all you know, you go out by yourself, you don't want to ask the husband anywhere or the partner or anything. So why bother? I call that a toxic relationship. So it's about building and actually putting time into that soulmate relationship. And you know, it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing if you really work at a relationship and you're compatible and you support each other, it can be good. You don't have to do everything together. Okay, the next group is called the companion souls. I wonder if we've got very many people out there in the soulmates list, have we? Not getting anything yet, but I'm sure there's a few people out there who can say, yeah, I'm in one of those relationships. I'm putting my hand up. Okay. Hi, Janet. How are you? Hi, Natalie. It's good to see you all. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thank you. Don't forget to share this with all your friends because it'll be pre-recorded and it's going on YouTube. So there you go. Hello, Nancy. How are you? I'll be doing readings later. So you can send all the readings in later, guys. Okay, the next category, number 2, is called companion souls. Now, companion souls, these souls are exactly what they are called. They're companions. They are loving, supportive, dependable, faithful. They're good to have in your life. And this is a lot of these companion souls are actually animals. Your cats, your dogs, your birds. And they just give us so much love, these companion souls. And often the funny thing is, like, I've always had cats. I'm a cat person. And I used to think that one day I was meditating and all my cats used to sit up the back when I lived in this other property. They used to sit around next to me when I was meditating. And one day I looked at them. They remind me of all my horses in my Indian past lives, which was quite funny. Companion souls are very highly evolved souls, and they offer so much comfort and unconditional love. And, you know, I've seen a lot of cats when I used to be a nurse in nursing homes. So cats or dogs, you know, little pets, and they're so beautiful. Today I was babysitting. I'm a first-time grandmother. Can you believe it? Anyway, so I was down looking after my little granddaughter, and I took her down the park, and there was dogs everywhere. So I've just realised, boys and girls, if you're lonely, get a dog, because you go out in the park and you meet so many people. I mean, everybody comes along, talks to you. They've got their dog. All the dogs are friendly. All the people are friendly, and it's a funny thing. So I know so many single women who actually have dogs, and they meet so many people on their walks. I mean, you've got to see it to believe it. It's quite funny. Okay, so they're companion souls. Okay, next we have twin soul relationships. And everybody goes, oh, I want to meet my twin soul. But to me, a twin soul relationship is pretty difficult because generally these souls are very similar to you. So could you imagine that? Someone who's very similar to you. In some ways it's good, but, you know, sometimes there may not be enough room to breathe when you've got someone who's very similar to you, who wants to be you, who wants to be like you. It could sometimes turn into competition time too, couldn't it? But I'm not exaggerating. And I've actually been in a twin soul relationship. It was absolutely wonderful in the beginning. But the unfortunate thing is when the other person's really sad, you feel generally very happy. So it's really hard to share. And if they're really happy, you're kind of sad. So there's always this sort of imbalancing going on. It's like dating yourself, I say. I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but it's true. But everybody thinks, oh, you know, I want to meet my twin soul. But I feel twin soul relationships, they're the sort of soul groups that you have to really work at. You have to really work at those twin soul relationships because it's like dating yourself. And they can be generally, as I said, very difficult. And there's always a lot of spiritual growth when you're in a twin soul relationship. And there's a lot of conflicts. And, you know, you can have the most intense love that can be so passionate and so beautiful. And then the next day you're fighting like cats and dogs. You know, that's a pretty hard relationship. It's very exhausting in the end because you don't have time to sort of do what you have to do, like all your creative things that you want to do because you're so exhausted from this relationship, you know, trying to keep the balance. So something to think about anyway. Maybe the terminology is wrong, but I call these twin soul relationships. Um, you can be swept off your feet when you first meet these twin souls. You think, oh my God, because it's so sexy. It's so electric. It's so, oh my God, wow, I'm going to buy myself some new underpants. I'm going to buy, you know, a new bikini, you know, like a new camisole. I'm going to get sexy again. I'm going to cut my hair. You know, it can be pretty sort of amazing because you just want to be the sexiest creature on earth because you're so turned on. But then quickly you might have a silly misunderstanding. You know, he might be having a bad hair day and doesn't understand you, or you're having a bad hair day. It's sort of like a seesaw in a way. It's like a seesaw, you know, which is quite funny. But yeah, so years ago, I remember years ago, there's a lot of lessons and learning. Years ago, I went to see this is when I was single. I was dating someone and I was telling her about this relationship I was in, how wonderful it was. 1 minute it's intense and passionate, and then it was bloody horrible, you know, arguing, screaming, carrying on. And she said, it sounds like a twin soul relationship to me, love. Sounds like you need to just run for the hills. And so I did. I wasn't interested in working any karma out in that relationship, that's for sure. Okay, the next category is the contract player. Now, the contract player is an interesting one, so listen carefully. Contract players provide a unique, incredible experience as they are souls from your own soul group or very close to your soul group. And they often come in a very difficult time in your life and they actually help you. I've had a few of these contract players. It's basically in my younger years when I was overseas. I was working in Scandinavia. I was in a foreign country. I was there for many years. And when I first got there, I was very lonely. And I met this amazing naturopath guy from Germany, this doctor. And so we just had this connection. It wasn't sexual. It wasn't anything, you know, twin soul or anything. It was just like a really, really good friendship. And he took me under his wing and actually trained me. I got trained in a lot of modalities while I met him. And then I moved to another part of the country and I met someone else, another male who was a good friend. And, you know, we sort of connected as friends. And it was really good to assimilate into the area I had moved to by meeting this wonderful man he was actually a sailor and he travelled all over the world. And so he'd come into the town. This was in another part of Norway. And he was very interesting. And the funny thing was, when I did finally leave the country, I never kept in contact. I never saw these people again. But sometimes in life, you can have someone where you may be going through a difficult time in your life where you may have a contract player. And often these contract players are set up in the spirit world. So it's meant to be. You might be going through a difficult time in your life and then suddenly you might meet someone that you really connect to and you kind of think, oh, I get on so well with this person, but you realise that they're just here to teach you, support you and offer you unconditional love. And then the last category I have is the spiritual teachers. Now, we've all had a spiritual teacher in our life, haven't we? I mean, this is a person who guides, instructs or helps another in a process of gaining knowledge, understandings or skills. A spiritual teacher or the mentor's role is unique, and that goal is not to transmit knowledge or understanding as much as you kind of think they are, but it's about bringing a recognition of your own pre-existing nature. Now, years ago, I actually met a spiritual teacher. I had a girlfriend and we thought we'd work together and, you know, we'd have I actually got 3 businesses with her. And after a while, it got a little bit sort of funny because, you know, it wasn't balanced because I was getting more work than her and we weren't the same. And, you know, there's lots of stuff went on. And anyway, I went away. And when I came back, I had to help a friend up in Queensland. Went away for a week. When I came back, all the places I'd set up, I got kicked out of. So I ended up with nothing. And it absolutely devastated me. It sort of brought up all your trust issues, you know, betrayal. How could this person do that? You know, this person's supposed to be my really good friend. But she was actually a very good spiritual teacher for me because she taught me that I had to stand on my own feet. And, you know, sometimes you may have someone like this in your life who you know, you really hit it off, and, you know, and then sort of betrayal will come up and you think, oh my God, but instead of hanging on to that, forgive, create, and move on. It's just lessons and learning. That's all it is. And, you know, it's this woman again taught me it's about standing on your own feet, doing your own thing. And once you learn the lesson, you just move on. So I've had a few spiritual teachers in my life, so-called good friends, who actually weren't good friends, and I'm sure you can all relate. So spiritual teachers are a very interesting thing. We've got Angie here. She's telling me she's with her soulmate. I suppose, Angie, you've been with your partner for many years and you get on, but you're very different, I'm sure. Yes, so there you go. So that's what soulmates are like. Very different, but it works. And, you know, you can have a very good life with a soulmate because they'll support you and you'll support them. So I think they're the best. Anyway, moving on, we've got the next section now. We've got this is a bit of fun. We've got, we're going to get Violet on, and we're going to be talking about love language section. So, and then we're going to be talking a few topics, and then she's going to show us a few magic tricks on how to manifest. I've got a few tricks too, so how to manifest a soulmate. Because that, I have to say, that is one of the biggest questions and problems I have today with my reading. Do you get that as well?
We do. We get a lot
as readers, we do, don't we?
We get a lot of questions around twin flames that you brought up this evening,
yes,
and that push-pull that you were talking about, the dynamic.
Oh no, it's quite scary, isn't it?
Terrifies
Actually,
me.
you look a bit funny. You look like you're sitting on a high chair, Violet.
It's because I'm 5, people.
Okay. Violet's quite an extraordinary girl. She's a reader within her own right, and she's a white witch, aren't you?
Yes, I'm an earth magic practitioner, so a white witch or a nature witch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in our love language section tonight, are you going to eat the apple now, are you? Do you want to do your spells now, or we do our love language section
Let's
first?
do our love language because we've got food here.
Okay, good. Okay, the first thing I want to talk is fake relationships.
Oh.
How big is that?
It's a really big problem in this society at the moment.
I don't know how many people I've read for at fairs, or people ring me up and, you know, I've met this guy, he's so wonderful.
Yep.
He lives overseas and we're going to get married. And I'm there, oh, sorry, I don't get a good feeling about it. And they go, oh, no, you know, and we've been dating now for 6 months, and, you know, his cousin's sick, and she wants me to send them $10,000. And I go, don't send any money.
Yep.
Because one woman I knew was actually dating a woman. She found out through
You've got no idea. That's
a lot
the reality.
Of it, fake relationships. You know, they love you, they tell you all these wonderful things, and then they want to come over to your country, but they can't come. And
yeah, one was on an oil rig and, you know, and couldn't get off, and then the oil rig exploded, and then they needed money for their travel. We hear this quite a lot. I have people that have, I've been in this relationship 6 years, and they've never met.
They've never met, but, you know, they just talk to each other all the time. Bit of codependency going on, would you say?
Definitely.
Yeah. But, you know, don't give money away. And honestly, why would, and also these women who get these really young guys.
Yep, that happens too.
In their 20s, and the woman's in her 50s or 60s, they think this guy's in love with them. But seriously, what would a young guy see in an older woman like that?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we see that one happening more and more too.
Yeah, and you try to say, oh, I don't get a very good feeling about that, and they get very upset.
Yeah, because it's playing on a weakness in people.
They take advantage. They're
playing
predators.
On someone's loneliness. It's playing on someone's situation. I had a lady who was in very poor health where this had occurred. So it really is playing on vulnerabilities, and it's horrible, but social media is allowing this to happen.
It's a really big thing. So just be aware, you know, be very aware of people befriending you, or suddenly stalking you, or, you know, telling you how beautiful you are, and you think, gee, I didn't know I was that nice, you know, suddenly having interest in you. And
what's that saying, Kerrie? If it sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, but just trust the gut. I know you're all gorgeous out there, but trust the gut. So that's the first thing we want to talk about, because it's very real. Look, I've had a few clients. One woman I know gave her whole divorce money away.
Yeah, look, it can be so devastating.
And she just felt like a fool, and, you know, the whole children were angry with her.
And they shouldn't, because this is people preying on weakness.
Vulnerable people.
Don't feel like, don't go into the shame factor that's, you know, this is to do with their state, that they feel that this is okay to do.
That's for sure. So just be very careful of that. Be careful of these fake accounts, fake relationships. Always trust the gut,
100%.
the intuition. Like it's always your first feeling, like, got a funny feeling about that person. And after all, they work on you. They might send you fabulous photos that, you know, and you realise it's whoever, sort of in India or someplace, you know, or it's a woman or some little dwarf that's after you. After all your money, it's a total scam.
Yeah, it's not what you thought. Sometimes they may be the person that you're even getting the video content and it's them live. But
we talk every day for about 3 or 4 times a day, and you know, and people are probably saying, no, that's not me. That's not going to happen to me, but 100% it usually is.
Yeah, unfortunately, we see more and more of it. Social media is and all of these different platforms are allowing this to actually happen. So just be aware out there. I know everyone keeps saying to me, and you probably hear it too, and they say, but there's no good people out there.
There are good people out there. You've got all your different categories.
Yeah.
You've got your twin souls. You've got your soulmates. You've got your companion souls. You know, there's lots of love in the world. You've just got to allow it in.
Yeah, it's true.
So the next point we're going to do is, if you're in a toxic relationship, what do?
Run.
You cut the ties. You cut the ties. Because I know so many people, they say, you know, oh, I'm still in love with him or her, and it's really hard for me. So I say, energetically, you really need to cut the ties. I have that on my website. It's for free. It's called Cutting the Ties.
Yeah.
And that actually cuts the cords and cuts all the energy off, so you can actually move ahead. Because
that energy, isn't it, Kerrie? It's all
compounded. It's all around you. You don't have any energy.
Can't necessarily see it.
There's nothing worse than being, you know, when you've been betrayed, or when someone's, you know, you've been fooled or betrayed or conned or whatever. You feel really bad and you're really angry with yourself. So as I said, it's about forgiveness and moving on, and just cut the ties and cut the energy. You don't stick their name in the freezer or bury them in the backyard. Well, you just send them love. Well, maybe you might, but you know.
Depends, really.
Depends what day it is, does it?
Depends what might have occurred.
Oh, that's so funny. Yes, but cut the ties is what I say. I don't know. What do you do for getting rid of
Well, first, it's kind of a similar way to what you're suggesting. Ours is a bit more physical. So we go and I always recommend straight into the ocean. So we cleanse straight into the ocean.
Oh, yes, go for a swim in the sea,
and we get the top of the head under the ocean to actually get rid of it. But like Kerrie said, a little bit of a burial in the backyard is always a wonderful
Oh, yes.
cure.
Do you really? You bury people in the backyard, Violet?
We dig a little hole. We make a little pot, people, little pot. Put all those little thoughts and feelings into the pot and get some nice mud, mix it all up, a bit of stone, and into the hole, and you say goodbye to it and you bury it. It's just like,
that's a good idea. I actually knew a lady who had problems with her daughter-in-law. She was a widow, and she was so angry. She had breast cancer, and it kept reoccurring. So the doctor said to her, look, you're quite religious. Why don't you get yourself a little Jesus bottle? So she got this little bottle, and she put Jesus on it, and every time she was furious and angry, she'd write a little letter and stick it in the bottle. She wouldn't keep it in her body. So eventually eventually the cancer went away and she went into total remission.
Yeah, that's
because she wasn't holding that anger, that hurt, that pain that her horrible daughter-in-law never invited her over to the house.
Yeah,
she was absolutely devastated.
Because you're right, we hold those things into space. And you've done some amazing work.
And it creates disease.
Yeah, it does.
So that's what happens. So actually cancer is actually a wake-up call in the body.
It was mine. Kerrie did a lot of work on mine. So that's a really important point, is getting rid of
But you can get rid of cancers and stuff. That's the whole point. There is cures for cancer. It's about really working on those negative energies, cutting the ties, 100%. Moving ahead and that sort of thing, because we all deserve wonderful lives.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone should be living in a joy state.
For sure.
Lots of fun.
And this is the year to do it, the year of change.
Yep.
Okay, the next thing is affirmations.
Okay.
I've got a bit of cough tonight, so I've been a little bit fluey, but anyway, carrying on. Affirmations, I call them soul food. I think they're great. It's like the first thing you have to do, and I say this to all my clients, you have to start to love yourself if you want anyone else to love you.
Yes, you do.
So I get my little Isis mirror, and I did a lot of experimental things. And I used to look in it, and I used to say, I'm a beautiful person, and I love you. and the voice would say, no, you're not, you're a bloody idiot. You know? And
Yeah.
then again, I'll get rid of that old program. It's like hypnotherapy.
Absolutely.
What I use with my hypnotherapy practice. I'm a beautiful person and I love you. And you look into the eyes that are the windows of the soul.
Mm.
Have a go. It's quite scary in the beginning. You think, oh,
I'm a very sexy witch and I love
there you go. That's a good one.
That's a good
I
one.
like the laugh with it. Do it again.
I do. I love myself. I'm a very sexy witch and I love myself.
Let's take it further. If you're single, I'm now ready to meet my soulmate.
Oh, I better
I'm a
not say that.
happily
I've met mine.
sexy woman. That sort of
I'm not going to get myself in trouble tonight.
No. But these are for the single girls and boys out
Yep.
there.
100%.
I am a beautiful person and I'm now ready to allow love in my life. I'm a beautiful person. I love myself and I'm now ready to bring people into my life. And that goes for friendships too, doesn't it?
It really does. It goes for everything in life. If you respect yourself.
Yeah, because what you do, what you believe, you become. It's like what you eat, you become.
Absolutely. What we are creating is our reality, what we invest in and beliefs.
That's true.
And people are communicating that all the time, like those love languages.
It's so important too. It's so important to really affirm what you want in your life. And also, that's why it's really good to have those vision boards. Vision
boards are wonderful tools
where
wonderful. You kind of pin up what it is you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And a great exercise we do on the dating one too is getting to people to actually not just write a list of I want tall, dark, handsome, great abs, but to actually sit there and visualize what it would be like to be in a relationship with that person, a day in the life of.
It's also about the now. I am, I have. It's not about next year or I. It has to be I am, I have. It's about talking in the present.
Yep.
It's about talking in the now. And that's the secret with writing life rights and affirmations.
Yeah. It's bringing you back to that basis of if I had this right now, how does this look to me?
That's true. So you've got your vision boards and then you've got, as I said, life rights. Life rights about writing your own story. And I remember years ago I used to do this and I said, I live in this beautiful house, it's near water, and I have jacaranda trees. And they're so tall, so purple, so beautiful. And what happened was, like 3 years later, I had jacaranda trees and I went into the pool and wrecked it and into the sewerage. It was a nightmare with these 2 jacaranda trees. So you've got to be careful what you ask for. Because it costs so much money with these jacaranda trees.
So true.
So you have to be really careful what you ask for, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That manifested. You can't say it didn't.
Oh, you might write something like, oh, you know, if you're a woman, I'd really like to meet, you know, my dream man. He's got to be 6 foot tall and he's got dark hair and he's so handsome and strong like, you know, Hercules. But hey, what happens if you met a guy like that and he's totally dumb?
Yeah.
You go and have a conversation.
Unemployed.
Yeah.
No car.
Yeah. Get heaps of credit cards. You know, that sort of thing. Or a woman, you know, like for men, you know, they want to meet someone, but the woman is too busy looking after herself. So be really careful what you ask for.
Yeah, get the details, the actual details, and that's when we look at a day in the life of. So if I was to wake up next to this person, what would that morning look like? Would this person make me coffee in the morning? Would they bring me toast? Would we discuss politics? Would we go for a walk?
That's correct.
So actually seeing it in your mind's eye as to how does this actually work? So you can, like Kerrie said, get to those details that are really critical in your manifesting that we overlook. I've done 1,000 of those, Kerrie.
Now, the other thing with a lot of reading people I get is people's patterns. Like you get the stereotype, they always go for the womanizer.
Yeah.
Or you know, I only go for a certain sort of person. They think, oh, you know, every boyfriend I've ever had, you know, if the person's very selfish, they don't really care about me, it's all about them, and it sort of never works out. Or you know, or they're a womanizer. You really need to look at your patterns. You really need to recognise those patterns.
Yeah.
And another thing I do with my work too is, you know, often, you know, women that don't really have a good relationship with their fathers. You know, like they've been abandoned.
Yeah.
So often they'll pick partners who aren't there to support them.
Yeah, won't stay. Men that won't
stay. And men
stay.
are the same. Men are the same. You know, if they've been abandoned, say, for their mother, they pick women who aren't available.
Yeah.
So I always say take it back to the core issue and, cut the ties with the mother or the father. Look at your childhood because generally that's where you sort of have most of your programs.
You're forming on those ideas.
Yes, that's right.
You're absolutely forming ideas.
So look at patterns.
Beliefs.
Why am I attracting this sort of person? Why can't I find love in my life? And the other thing too that I say to a lot of clients, well, are you on a dating site?
Yep.
Because do they really believe that sitting in a beanbag is actually going to find them true love?
Well, some do, I think.
Well,
some
I
things,
don't think so.
If you
because
stay in your house with the door
effort.
shut, you peek out the window.
You have to put energy into it. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't really want to get onto a dating site because it's too hard.
You have to.
No, I don't really want to do it. No, I couldn't do that. I've never done it. I'm so embarrassed." And I say, "Look, darling, it's like buying a pair of shoes. You're just shopping, and if you don't like the person, get them to wear a white hanky there or a hat. If you don't like it, don't turn up." No, that's horrible.
Do the drive-by.
That's horrible. No. Maybe you've got to get to know people, but usually you know what people are like in the first 5 minutes. You get a vibe.
These days, you have to be on the platforms that are meeting people. It's just the way it works. You have to move with the times. Kerrie's right.
I mean, that show Married at First Sight, what a joke that is.
I've caught very small snippets. I think that's sort of
disgusting TV, isn't it, really?
Well, it's unrealistic.
Yes, and you meet these, none of them really end up together. I think one couple had a baby, or two couple I know have had a baby. And,
I heard one.
It's just entertainment, and and then they're swapping partners behind their back and they think they're nice and they're all backstabbing. It's such a horrible, what do people see in those sort of shows? Yeah.
I think it's
it's bad TV.
It's the entertainment value. So it's like it's a train wreck you can't turn away from, but it's not your life, so it makes you feel a bit better maybe about your own when you're watching the train wreck. Maybe it's just a train wreck.
Yeah, but everybody deserves love.
Yeah, they do. Everyone deserves decency, respect, and love in their lives, 100%.
That's right.
So it's definitely something that everyone needs to get out there and be open to.
The other thing is about listening to the gut, the intuition, because your stomach, your solar plexus, that's your power center, and your solar plexus, your gut area. It's kind of like you're really like, got a funny feeling about that. It doesn't feel good. It's like, going for jobs. It's about meeting people. It's about people you might want to date. There's something I couldn't put my finger on. Generally, it's very right.
100%. As soon as you get a sensation or a feeling in there, I always say run with it. My father was ex-military, and he used to say to me, if you get a weird feeling,
listen to it.
You go.
Because it's generally correct, because that's a barometer, isn't it?
It
sort
is.
of pick it up. The other thing is dreams. Have you ever dreamt of someone and then you've met them? I found that's pretty scary too.
Yes, I have. Yeah, my current partner, definitely.
Right.
Had a pre-dream about meeting them, pre-dream about very interesting dreams. So, yeah, it's a definite thing.
Dreams are sort of, they're the key to the subconscious mind. So you should always get a dream book and write down all your dreams. And because as soon as you put your feet on the ground, you forget because the conscious mind takes over.
It does.
So it's good to get a dream book and sort of write down all your dreams, because dreams can tell you a lot. You have lots of warnings in dreams. Like I've actually dreamt of people and situations, and they've come true. I thought, oh my God. Or often you might dream of someone dying. That's not a bad thing. I've dreamt of myself whenever I go through big changes in my life. I've dreamt that I'm at my own funeral. I'm thinking, what am I wearing? Yeah. I'm in the coffin. Geez, what have I got on? And then it's that, and you wake up kind of sad, but often that's a big transformation time in your life.
Yeah, it's all about the ending a chapter and moving on to that next phase, that transformation phase. I get a lot of driving ones, like I'm driving.
Yes. That's about movement. That's about changes with your movement.
Yes, cars and driving.
But often you can get these premonitions in dreams, or you can dream about people, and that's just the subconscious mind telling you. And sometimes I've dreamt of people that I've actually I've kind of felt I knew them, and I've dreamt of them in a past life.
Yeah.
And I think, oh my God, that's where I first met that person. It's quite interesting how the dreams come true. So the other thing, you need to really focus on your desires and what you really want.
Yes, always.
Because I always say to people, well, do you want to meet someone? Would you like to meet a soulmate? Would you like to or someone to love you and you can give love to them. They go, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know, if you're not sure nothing's going to happen, you'll sort of stay the same.
You're sending out that mixed message.
Yeah, because we're all telegraph poles and we're sending out all these signals. So if you're sending out, I'm not sure, I'm not sure.
That it's the attitude and things too. It's a vibrational frequency. So if you're saying, oh, I can't meet anyone, no one's nice, these dating sites are full of weirdos, this isn't going to work for me, nothing like, you're just radiating all the flags to stop things from happening.
And the other thing I want to talk about is dating other people's boyfriends or exes. Ooh. Not a good thing. Ooh. That can be a bit sort of funny, yucky, whatever. Don't you think?
Yeah, I can't say, yeah, but I have had it come through with clients, but yeah, it is a bit of a weird zone.
It's pretty weird because I remember years ago when I was going to university, I ended up dating. Yeah. Because she was angry I was dating her.
Yeah, often it's not.
That's correct.
So yeah, never want to get involved. Clean and.
People who say, oh yeah, I don't really love him, but you know, I've got nobody else. How selfish is that?
Yeah, that person deserves to be let go.
And they deserve so much love.
So that they can find someone who really wants to give them that love and attention.
You don't just stay with someone because you're lonely or sad.
No.
You know, because that person, if you really love them, you'd respect them because that person wants love in their life. They don't just want some like buddy pal, do they?
No, look, I think both people in life, in relationships, deserve to be finding, like you said, deserve to be finding that real love and care for them. And so if you're not feeling that for this person, for your own sake and for their sake, and especially a lot of these people are good people and they'll say, oh, they're a good person, so I'm just hanging on to them because they're such a good person.
Yeah.
But you're not there with them, let them go. Let them go.
That's for sure. You know, everyone deserves love.
Trust universe to bring you.
They'd be a lot happier with somebody else, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Another thing is people say, oh, you know, can you guide me to meet love? Well, you know, first of all, number one, do you want to fall in love? Number two, what are you going to do about it? Sit in your beanbag and shut the door? You need to make an effort. You need to put energy into it. You need to, you know, go to a dating site because these are professional dating sites.
You do need to jump on there, guys. I know that look, I've done it myself, so I can put my hand up and say, look, you know, long process. It was a bit of a process, and sometimes I come off there and go, oh, I just can't, you know, I just don't know.
Or join clubs.
But I did meet my partner through a dating site.
Dating site or club?
No, dating site. I met them through a dating site.
And how did you feel? Were you scared to join a dating site?
I was, you know, I'd come out of the marriage, I'd been through all that stuff, and so, yeah, it was this new, and I'm older, so it was this new ground.
How did you feel when, I've never done it myself.
And it's weird at first going on dates with people you don't know.
Did it feel a little bit wooden?
Yeah, sometimes
like, excuse me, I'm just going to the toilet.
Yeah.
I'll be back in, oh, like I won't be back, I'm going to go out the window.
And, you know, and obviously you have those interactions which just don't work. You know, you're both like,
Okay, well, we'll talk later.
Yeah, I'm just, is this finished? Is this okay?
So
we're
funny.
Doing coffee, excellent.
Okay, yeah, that's funny, isn't it?
I had one where I literally got out of the taxi, walked around, had 5 minutes conversation. While he was still talking, I walked right back round and got back in a taxi and went home. So it happens.
But I really believe love's for anyone, no matter how old you are. You can be young, you can be old. You know, you have to give it a go. You need to make up your mind. Number one, do you want to meet someone? Number two, do you want to give it a go? You have to put energy into it. You can't just say, okay, I'm just going to stay here. I don't care, boo-hoo, sort of poor me. And
Kerrie's
be angry
right.
with all your friends.
I had to really have a look at myself and my baggage as to why it wasn't really flowing. And so when you do that, when you get really honest with yourself and go, hang on, what are you actually putting out there?
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, let me just get rid of that thought and get rid of that programming.
Well, I'm always telling everyone with my business, oh, just get on a dating site. And they go, really? Really? I've tried them, but I think there's a lot of psychopaths on those dating sites. Oh, don't be ridiculous, but really, how would I know? I've never done that sort of thing, and I think I'd be bit nervous.
It is nerve-wracking,
Probably
but
start sweating.
you have to put yourself out there, and you have to have a little look at some of the things that you're also thinking and change the thinking program.
And the other thing is you don't go back with old boyfriends.
No.
No way. That's a
No.
No.
That's a definite no.
If it didn't work out then, it's not going to work out now.
No, 100%.
Or girlfriends, old girlfriends.
And clear out all the stuff.
Or should I go back to my ex-girlfriend? I go, no.
Yeah, no. It's
no. Don't go. Been done and dusted, and dusted. If it didn't work out then, it's not going to work out now. So if that's for all the men out there, don't go back. No,
no one should be going backwards.
And the other thing is, don't have affairs with other people's partners.
Yeah, look,
like what do they call that? Pants swapping. I mean, that's pretty bad. Yes.
Hold on. Cookhold.
Cookhold.
Was it a cookhold? Isn't that
sure.
the old English word for that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cookhold.
Remember the old days where they used to put the keys in the hat sort of movies?
That's the swingers, Kerrie.
Oh, the swingers, is it? Not that I know about that. I've never been that, never done that. But that.
Jiggle
how
the keys.
The guts for that?
Oh,
I mean, no. Oh my God,
But it's
wasn't that a big 70s thing? Like I think I saw a movie about it.
I think it's all the rage. I think it's still part of the rage.
Really?
I think there's
like
a
wife
scene
swapping.
Well, now you have polyamorous.
Oh, really? That's like you have a few.
Yeah, you have like a wife, a husband, a wife, a
yes,
wife.
Yes, actually, when I was up in the Northern Territory, I met a guy on the plane, and he told me he had 3 girlfriends on the plane with him.
Yeah, so polyamorous.
And I just said, "That's disgusting." And he said, "Oh, I could tell that you're ready to come out yourself." I don't think so. I don't think so. I think one's enough, thanks. But he was quite old. He was older, had a bit of a fat gut happening, but he had these 20-year-olds, and I thought, yeah, right.
Well, if it works and they're happy,
yeah, well, he did have a big wad of wallet in his pocket.
I thought you were going to say something else there. I thought,
yes, no, it's a wallet. That's it. But that was quite funny. I've never heard anyone say, "Oh, yes, I'm Polly, and I can see you're going to be Polly too one day." And I said, "I don't think so," whatever that means. I had to go look it up on the internet. What's Polly?
Yep.
I've never heard of that.
Modern day swingers, but with more permanent sort of, they're proper relationships.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. But anyway, there you go. Each for whatever.
If it works to have a few husbands, maybe one to build the house, one to lay the drive, one to do the cooking.
Anyway, I think we better move on. It's getting a bit Polly.
Yep.
So why don't we move on to some of your spells?
All right.
Just like to know how to do this. So this is very interesting, I think.
So what I've brought with me tonight, and I thought we'd just make this nice and simple for everyone at home.
You just put it down so people can see what you've got.
What I've got here is some roses. So these are some rose buds, but any rose will do. Roses from your garden. And what we use these for is roses are always in love spells. So is your jasmine. So if you've got jasmine
roses. Why the rose?
Rose represents the heart and the vibrational frequency. So we see roses come through, and we want them really in pinks and reds so that it's really vibrating at that color frequency, because colors have a frequency of their own, and so it's coming into that heart center. And what we love about the rose is the center of it, so that's the heart, and it has its protective system in the thorns, right? Just like all of us. And so it really represents the heart of a matter. And so we're always bathing with these just really simple little manifestations you can do. Is you can use a bit of Himalayan rock salt, sea salts, a bit of Epsom salts, and get some nice rose petals or some nice rose buds, and you can run your bath, your usual bath, even a bit of magnesium. So it's really helping the body relax, and it's helping with that deep cleanse. And as you're scattering some rose petals in the bath, even a bit of jasmine if you've got it around the garden, you scatter that in. And as you scatter that in within your mind, you can be saying, love flows to me easily and effortlessly. Love just flows to me. And you scatter that into your bath, and then what you want to do is get in there and just absorb yourself into that bath. And as you're in there, feel that the love is just soaking into you. So it's literally soaking into you. And you want to stay in there a good 20 minutes. Some of you say, I'll never sit in the bath, but please, 20 minutes. And you really need to let you need to let your body unwind and really feel that energy, because plant life contains its own natural frequency. And so we want you to really allow it to absorb into you. Now, when we're doing that, and I make these up, so we have some little candles
Candles. Can we light one?
here. You can.
Can we light a love candle tonight?
Yes. Now, if you had a particular person you were interested in,
Okay.
you
What
could,
about if it's for a project? Is this just love?
yeah.
Or can it be projects?
No, you can work on self-love with these. So you
Okay.
can write,
So
I
what
love-
do you do?
yep.
So this is the love candle you've got.
Yep, this is a love candle. So
Yeah.
as you're lighting that, Kerrie, for a bit of self-love, you would be looking into the flame of that, and you could literally turn the candle as you go around 3 times, and you would be saying to yourself, like a Buddhist wheel, I love myself, I am beautiful, I am talented, I am unique. Self-love and love fills me. It is bottomless and endless. And you can just rotate that round and allow that love to just circulate around you.
That's nice. Do they have to be red or can you use any sort of candle?
We want to use them in the frequency of pinks and reds.
Nice.
Okay?
Because
That vibrational frequency is to go to the primal self. So red is the primal.
very passionate.
And it's passion and it's energetic. A red also represents the hunger.
And
so
pink.
it's the driver.
Yes.
Pink is the deeper pinks like this one is sending you really to passion. So even if you wanted to spice things up just in your current relationship, you'd want this level of pink.
Right.
Self-love pink is like your lovely rose quartz. It's that soft, gentle pink.
Yes, we've got this.
So that really represents the self-love and opening the heart chakra. And so bringing that in so you can really radiate that. So when you're doing your bath time, you can always bring in your rose quartz into that space, beautifully cleansed to really amplify that experience so that you're really absorbing and soaking that in. And our deeper pinks as they go, they're about, this one's a passion one. So this is to spice up your life, Spice Girl style.
What about this one?
This one here is the combination. So it's energetically to push out, to attract in the partner. Now, if you had a person's name in mind, you could actually etch that name into the candle with a little pen or a pen and just etch it into the candle. And as you light it, you simply say, if it's meant for me, it will be. If it's meant for me, it will be. Because in life, we don't force anything. But we can allow the attraction to work and flow over that person as the candle burns. Please note with candles, you never blow a candle out if you're doing a manifestation because that's like blowing your wish out.
Oh, like I didn't blow it out.
So what we do is we snuff them or we just wet your fingers and bring that in nice and tight. Okay, now when you come to reform it, say you've not spent 13 hours sitting there watching the candle burn, but you've decided that you want to run it over 3, 6 or 9 evenings because we work to the law of 3, then you would simply come, snip a little bit off, reaffirm your intention, so restate it, relight it, and then allow it to work its magic in the burn. Okay? Those are basic candle magics. Now another really simple little spell.
An apple.
An apple.
What are we doing with the apple, Violet?
Now you probably all remember with an apple, do you remember peeling an apple to see how much peel you could get and to see what letter it would form?
Not
And if
really,
it formed
no.
a letter,
I remember eating
it was the letter of your meant to be love. That was the old folks' tale.
Really?
Yeah. And an apple we'll all remember is highly significant from the Old Testament, Adam and Eve, the apple. So the apple with the seeds in it represent the love. So the simple act of eating this apple, we can be attracting and drawing in love and consuming love.
And did you eat an apple before you met your guy?
Do you know what? I eat
I
apples.
have to ask that.
I eat apples every single day.
Really?
And I actually, little secret, keep the apple seeds.
And what do you do with the apple
I
seeds?
put them in my little purse because that's to keep love close to my heart every single day.
Well, that's nice.
Yes, I also put bay leaves in my wallet to keep money close to my heart every single day.
Well, they're good tricks, aren't they?
So, little simple things. Remember, as Kerrie said earlier, your mind is setting the intention. We are simply using these as focus tools, and nature is abundant in them and in old meaning and reverence.
And as for Valentine's Day, what's the meaning of Valentine's Day?
Ooh, it
I
doesn't
thought
really
you'd
have
know
that.
that because
Doesn't have such lovely connotations
you're in
as
all the
people would.
Celtic, the Celtic mythology.
It's actually a bit of a massacre. So
Really?
yeah, it's not all love and rainbows and hearts as people think it is.
So why do they call it Valentine's
Look,
Day?
it really turned into, what was the card group? Can't think of the makers of those cards. Hallmark really developed the card. So it became a marketing event, really. It was all generated around these cards, but the ancient tradition of it was actually not that pretty.
I just love Valentine's Day. I remember I had an old
I think
auntie.
it's got a much nicer meaning these days, where we all take
But
flowers and candy.
everybody loves it because I had an old auntie. She was, well into her late 70s.
Yeah.
And she was always getting lots of Valentine cards, and she'd say to me, "Oh, have you got any love?" Of course, I never had any back in the day. And she was always she had all these cards in a little unit, from all her admirers.
I think
I'm wondering whether she wrote them herself.
Maybe, or maybe maybe a few of her friends thought.
Well, she was, one of these types with the red hair and the red lipstick going on.
Well, that's attraction. So those people are very attractive. If you see the woman with the red dress walk through the crowd, everyone's eyes follow it.
That's right. Well, she had the red hair, the red lipstick, she had the leopard going on.
Yeah, primal.
And she had a couple of husbands. This old one. She had all these. I just remember going to her apartment in the city, and she had all these beautiful Valentine cards.
Oh, she probably really did if she's wearing all that. She'd be a
was.
very primal person and very attractive to other people.
It's amazing what a bit of leopard can do.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Well, it's the primal driver,
We should have worn leopard tonight.
Oh, I'm all right.
So what's the other jar you've got?
So these are how we make little spell jars up, if you like. Okay. So here's a little baby one, and here's a slightly larger one. So these are intention jars, and we're using all the herbs and ingredients that start to bring together those intentions. So apple peels that have been dried jasmine, rosebuds, mistletoe, juniper berry. And so we basically mix them together. And as we're mixing and forming these, we're yet again putting in intention, vibration, and frequency. And then we're jarring them up. I like a bit of, you'll see here, we've got the natural cord binding them to the law of 3. So it's the request outwards to the universe. And so we bind these up. And what we do is we place these on little altars or little nice cleansed areas. And we might light some little candles, so some smaller ones. And we'll just maybe burn those for our jars. Now, often with my clients, I get them little candles and they set them on top of the jars, and the wax comes over the jar. And we'll do this over a period of about 7 to 9 nights, depending on the level of what they're trying to attract. So if it's a self-love jar, or this is to actually attract a partner.
So does that actually work?
Yes, it does. Why does it work? Because it's about someone's focus, and it's about changing the mindset, and it's about changing the energy that they output. And we're also using sort of a nature request, if you like. So we're putting all the elements together from nature to kind of give them that focus point, to bring that through for them.
Very interesting. Look, I really love flowers. I think it's always really nice, especially if you want to create a beautiful, loving space, or if you've got an altar and you want to charge your altar up. It's always 100%. Good to have fresh flowers.
Because that comes from the Divine Mother energy.
And clean candles, nothing like the old candles that are worn down. You need to get rid of your old candles.
Yeah, and always nice fresh candles. Especially when you start new intentions, never go and get the old one. Yeah, it's like the ex-boyfriend. You don't pull it back. You got to let them go.
That's true.
And that divine mothering energy is what we're bringing through, or whether it doesn't matter what the religious base is. If it's Mother Mary to you, it's that divine feminine energy that comes through that really focuses that heart center. And so we offer up little prayers to that sort of energy as we're doing this work also.
That's great. Well, thanks for telling us all about all your trips.
It's been lots of fun.
I think we'll get on to the reading section.
I think we better, because everyone will be waiting.
Ticking on. Yes. So if you've got any questions you want to ask tonight, psychic questions, just start sending them in, because Violet's going to be writing.
We have begun.
Oh, you've already got some. I'll get you to take the chair. Yes. I'll just move over. But as for the candle, did you blow that out, or did you just click? Does that, you wet your fingers and you...
Mhm.
All right, okay.
Down we go.
I didn't do that.
You can get a little snuffer though
Okay.
for those less brave.
Okay, before we even start, I've got a few, as you all know, I'm a medium, and usually this time of year I'll be working in some sort of club. I think this is the first time in years I'm not working in a club for Valentines. I've always got something on through my promoters. But I've got a few spirit people that came through before. I had a little white poodle come through. I had a little dog called Dolly. I had a lady's name called Elizabeth. I had a Rod, I had a Shirley, I had a Margaret, and I had a Noel. So those spirit people came through before when I was tuning in before I started. That's how I generally work. So if there's anyone that knows any of those people in their family, let me know and I'll bring some messages through. But starting off, we've got Alan O'Byrne. Do you see someone special in my life soon? Also, I feel stuck in my career. Okay, the first thing I'm getting for you, Alan, I feel that it's like you're really reflecting your life. It's time for you now to sort of work out what you really want to do. And also, I just see a lot of stress around you, a lot of worry, or all that sort of thing. It's like you're worrying too much. I feel you're very thinking about your past, things that have happened to you, and I feel you're very confused. So I do see new work coming for you. That's the first thing I'm getting. I feel your main focus will be on work first, and then I feel later on I feel the career then. I do see you moving ahead, especially the second part of this year. I feel this year's going to be really good for you because you've been stuck for a while. I feel 18 months has been pretty hard for you, Alan, is what I'm getting. And also, I've got a lady in spirit here. I feel it's could be your grandmother, and she's telling me that you need to get out and do more, like sport, that sort of thing is what I'm getting. I feel she comes around you a lot. So it's about choice. It's about working in a new direction. There is a new job coming for you 100%. And I feel for relationships, it comes later on. So that's what I get. So it's about moving forward. Racha. Hi, Kerrie. Is my dad around? Missing him around his time of year. Okay, 100%. I feel your father, darling, Rach. I feel your father had a big influence on you. I don't know if he was sort of a businessman, but I feel that you're a bit of a business person. So you do have business, you're very business orientated, business minded is what I'm getting. I feel that I don't know how your relationships have been going, but I feel you may have had a few relationship issues in the past. But I do feel there's a lot of love in your life or coming up in your life, and it's about making careful decisions about what you want to do with some sort of career that you might be thinking of. I feel he's talking about business and career is what I'm getting, because I feel that you've been thinking of different things, what you want to do. There's a lot of change around you, darling. I know you're very spiritual. I know you can feel him coming around. He's just saying keep moving forward. It's all about going with what you really love, business, work, not worrying about silly things, and knowing that you're very strong. It's a very abundant time of year for you is what I'm getting. I feel your father's telling me that you're very good with business. You're very good with business. I'll just leave it there. And yes, he does come around. And also, I feel you've got a picture of him that you talk to. He's telling me you talk to a photo. He said keep talking because he hears you. And I feel there may be some sort of illness in the family is what I'm getting. There may have been some sort of illness in your family or around you. And I feel that will pass. And I feel that's to do with female. Okay, Tracy. Tracy. I finally met a lovely man. Is he the one? Tracy, I feel, Tracy, this guy that you met, I feel things are very up in the air for you, and I feel you really want to have a relationship, so you're very focused, exactly what we're talking about. I feel he's okay, but I just feel, there's a lot of I feel you've been very hurt in the past, and it's like I feel you do have a few trust issues. So this guy's okay, but I just feel I can see you sort of thinking, oh, he's kind of not the one, because I'm not sure about him. There's something about him. So look, honestly, I think trust the gut. Trust the gut. You need to work. I feel communication is very important for you, because I feel you've been very hurt before. He's not a bad person, but I feel communication. Find out what's going on. If there's something about him you don't trust, ask him, talk to him, communicate, because otherwise I feel you can just sort of going from the next one to the next one. You've got to get to know him a little bit more. Just communicate with him and see if you're on the same page. Start to take responsibility for this sort of thing. He's not a bad person, but I just see a question mark around you. So should I, shouldn't I? Oh, I don't want to get hurt again, that sort of thing. Start communicating and start to talk to him like you would to a really good friend. That's my advice for you. Okay, Alicia, my partner is in New Zealand. Since COVID started, his parents have passed in the last 2 months. Will he be okay? Are his parents? Oh God, look, I feel so sorry for your husband, because it's like he sort of he walked into a disaster, and it's bringing up a lot of his stuff, and it's like he has to coordinate everything. I feel his parents are okay. I feel they were kind of, they sort of passed very similar timing, I should say. They're together. I feel these people have been together for a very long time, and it's almost like I'm being told you need to step into your father's shoes. He needs to step into his father's shoes, and it's like I feel he's just sort of organising everything, keeping the family together, that sort of thing. And I feel it's very stressful, but it's just he just needs time out to sort of organise this, and I feel he's going to do a very good job. And it's just one of those things, we all get to a certain age where this sort of thing happens. It's sad, but it's true, but he'll be okay. I just feel that they're happy that they're together. I just feel one was sick for quite a long time, and then the other one sort of followed. And that often happens with soulmates, doesn't it? That are also, I'm seeing there's a dog in spirit around them. I don't know if they had a pet dog, but there's some sort of dog with his parents as well. It may have been a dog that they had before. There's a dog in the spirit world with them, but they send their love, and they're just saying that he's a good son. It's very emotional, but he's always had a lot of responsibility. He's a good man, so look after him and just send him lots of love. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. It's one of those things. Our parents get old, and we just have to clean up the mess, don't we? But they're there for us, so we have to be there for them. Okay, Belinda, will I stay in my job or will I leave this year? With you, Belinda, I just feel this job of yours has just been driving you crazy. The first thing I'm being told is you need to stay for now, because you're not sure where you want to go, is what I'm getting. So I'll just do a little card reading on that. I just feel this job, you've been very unhappy for a very long time, and I feel there's a lot of instability there, and they may even be putting people off in this job, is what I'm getting. So I don't see you staying. I see the big changes coming, but you're not sure what you want to do either. I feel the job you're doing now, you're going to get into something similar, but I feel things are going to improve for you in the second part of this year. This year it's like, it's not the time to move ahead. I'm not sure where I want to go. It's stay where you are for now, but definitely changes the second part of the year. August, September, October months is what I get. Maggie, will I find a decent guy? Yeah, well, Maggie, I hope you listen to the show, because we're talking about what to do, because there's a lot of confusion around you at the moment. I just feel there's a lot of sadness, a lot of disappointments in your relationships, and it's just that you seem to attract the con artist, is what I'm getting. But also you have a very strong intuition, so I feel you really need to trust that. And also, I feel there was one very toxic guy. I feel in your past he may have had problems with finances. I feel you really need to cut the ties with him and start again. I do feel you'll meet someone, and I do see a lot of happiness for you. But at the moment, you just seem to be going round and round in circles, round and round in circles. So you will meet a decent guy, but it's about putting a bit of work into it. I see a guy, I feel he may be like an air sign coming up for you. He could be like a Gemini or an Aquarian or someone like that. I feel he's very decent, very sort of laid back person. I do feel this guy will come in to your life, but I feel that you may meet him through a friend, is what I'm getting. So yeah, you will meet someone eventually, but yeah, I understand how you feel. It's just been a lot of con artists around you, and especially someone who owed a lot of money, is what I'm getting. Okay, so we've got Kim here. Kerrie, I put myself out there and still on my own. No one seems interested. What should I do? I feel it's about timing for you, Kim. I don't feel you're going to be on your own forever. I just feel it's about the timing. I mean, sometimes people, I know you're very isolated, you're feeling very lonely at the moment. It's a real struggle for you. You worry about your future. But I just feel that you need to keep trying. I mean, you sort of go on and off. I feel dating sites would be good for you, because it would get you out there to meet people. But I just feel that you need to look at your life, and you need to really work out what you want, sort of what we talked about before. Start to love yourself more, start to nurture you, and then I feel the rest will come. There is a guy coming for you, and I feel I'm definitely getting a change coming for you in the next 3 to 6 months. So just keep going, keep going. Even though you feel exhausted, you will meet someone. It's about trying different things and being out there. But I just feel that you sort of go to a certain level and then you kind of stop. You sort of stop and start all the time is what I'm getting. So you just have to persevere. Work on yourself. Stop. Work on yourself. Nurture yourself. Do some of the affirmations, some of the things we talked about, and really start to get to know you, respect you, love you. And I feel things will change because it's all about how we feel about ourselves. And if we're feeling low and tired and drained, we're going to meet people that are very similar and not available. Okay, Nicole Lava. Will I find a relationship this year? I do feel that you do try, Nicole. I do feel you've got a lot of energy and you do give things a go. And I feel that you're a very positive person. And I feel, yeah, I get the victory card for you. So I definitely see you meeting someone this year because I feel that you're on a mission. It's like you really want to meet someone. You want to get out there. You try different things. Again, I feel this may even be on a dating site again because it's like you don't really have the time to meet anyone because you're so busy with your life. So I feel definitely you will meet someone. I feel you'll be very happy. So it's the energy you put in is what I'm getting. And also I feel, Nicole, you're really ready now because I feel you've done a lot of work on yourself. You know what you want, you know what you're going, and you're ready to go. So definitely, yes, I see success coming for you for sure. Julie Kennedy. Will my man eventually want to get married? Look, I feel your guy's always been the same. I feel he doesn't really want to change. I just feel he's quite happy the way things are. I mean, for you, Julie, I think it's more for you. I think he told you he doesn't really want to get married. I think he's just quite happy the way it is. He's not lazy. He's just, he doesn't think it's necessary. It's not as if he doesn't care about you. I don't feel it really means much. Some people are like that. But if you do get married, it'll be because you want that. I don't think he really wants it. He's got to think about it. Like he's told you, he doesn't really believe in it or he wants to do it. So, no, I don't think he wants to get married is what I'm getting. It's more you. You're the one who wants that. He just wants to say, look, I don't think he's going anywhere. I feel he's here to stay. But so I feel you just need to say, to go with the flow. But if it's so special for you, because it's just a piece of paper and a party, tell him how you feel. He might want something like a commitments ceremony or something like that. You need to tell him how you feel. Tell him how you feel and what you want. This is all about you and not him. I don't think he really cares. I mean, he's quite happy the way things are. And some people are like that. But if it is special for you, Julie, tell him that. It's about communication. Tell him how you feel. Tell him how you'd really like something like that and how special it is for you. Explain to him. Communicate. Okay, Donna Harris. Will I have a relationship again? Donna, I don't know whether you've moved or you're living in a new place or something like that. It's like you're beginning again is what I'm getting. You're beginning again. I feel you've moved away from a situation or a place and it's like you're starting something new. So it's hard for you to meet people because I feel you're in some sort of new place. And at the moment, I feel there's a few problems with your health going on. You've had problems with your health. And I do feel you'll meet someone, but it's like you're in this new place, this new environment, and it's like starting again. And I just feel that I'm getting a few health issues around you and also a child that you worry about all the time. But I feel your main priority is your child at the moment and sort of moving ahead. I do feel there's someone, but I'm not getting for a while. I feel more next year you'll meet someone again. You will attract love, but I feel your focus is on a child, or if you've got a child, your focus is on your child, also your health and just getting your life in order. Because I see all this new, I don't know whether you've moved, I just see a lot of newness around you, a lot of newness, whether you've moved to a new town or moved somewhere, but there's all new beginnings around you. So you'll be fine. I feel this this new year, this new beginning for you is actually really good. I feel the people around you, I feel you're attracting really good people into your life. So yeah, you will meet someone eventually. It's just getting to know who you are and where you are and all the new people around you. Okay, Tyler Compton. My year has started very rocky. I feel it's been rocky for a lot of people, hasn't it, Violet?
Yes, I'm reading some of the feedback comments. It's been
very rocky. Yes, my year has started to be very rocky. Is it going to get worse for me? Any advice? Look, I feel the worst is over for you, I have to say. I feel there was a lot of choices and a lot of decisions you had to make, and I just feel it's almost like you're in another place now. I feel that the worst is over. I feel that you've moved ahead. It's planning on what you do next and how you want to live your life is what I get. So I just see you putting a lot of work into yourself, and I feel you'll be fine. I don't see any more setbacks for you. It's just you need to let a lot of things go, though. You need to trust more. And I know you're a very spiritual person, so it'd be very good if you could pray, you know. Ask, I'm really into Mother Mary because I feel she creates miracles in the world. You've just got a lot of fear around you. You've got a lot of fear around you, Taylor. And it might be really good for you to get some counselling advice or go and see a counsellor, because there's a little bit of anxiety and stress around you. And it's like kind of like you're changing your life, and then you'll go through this massive shift or a death within yourself. It's about you changing. It's like you're evolving, and you're sort of creating, getting rid of the old and creating new things. And then once that happens, I feel that you will change and things will be a lot better for you, a lot of happiness coming for you. You know, the saying I get for you is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It really makes you stronger. So you will survive. You know, you're a survivor. You're a survivor. So you will be okay. So don't worry. Just look at a bit of counselling, and that will give you a lot of peace, and it'll make you view the world in another way. Because I get the temperance card for you, and that's about peace and balance and all the good things in life. So I feel that'll be really good for you. So that will come for you. It's just about being patient, and you know, don't be afraid of seeing a counsellor and talking about these things, because sometimes in life we do need a little bit of extra help to do that sort of thing. Okay, Trish Jacobs. How can I attract a new job, please? Totally stuck. Look, I feel with you, there's so many things you could do, Trish. You kind of remind me of jack of all trades. You can do this, you can do that. You're very self-sufficient. And I just feel that you get bored very easily, though. It's a shame you couldn't run your own business. I don't know. I do feel that you will get another job. It's just saying that you're sitting down, you're sort of thinking about what you want to do. I don't see you doing any more study, though, but I do feel that you will. You're not a person to not try anything that's not new. You like to try new things. I can just see your main things about money. I need to make money. I need to work. I need to survive. And I just feel you might get a job you don't like and you'll work there for a while, because I feel that you struggle with really what you want to do. And sometimes you struggle with your own identity. Who am I? Where am I going? What's going on? That sort of thing. You know, you're a bit of a wanderer, is what I get. And you're very good with people, though. What they're telling me is, though, I feel you'd be really good with some sort of voluntary work. You know, getting involved in helping people. You're a people person. You care about people. You care about animals. You know, you do care a lot. So I feel you'll get a work. I can see you working, like making money, and I can see you doing sort of like helping people. Sort of, it could even be voluntary work, would be really good for you. And I feel that will give you the satisfaction you're looking for, because you are a very good person. You're a very spiritual person. You care a lot about a lot of people, and that will bring you a lot of happiness. And also that'll give you an opportunity to meet some really good people. And I really believe in what you give out comes back to you tenfold. So there you go. So when you start to give out, things come to you. So I just feel you'll grab anything for now, and then I do see you maybe doing some voluntary work, which will take you into a whole different social area of meeting different people. Okay. Just have a drink of water. Okay, I've got Eliza Hodson, who's lost her dad. Any news from my dad, please? Missing him so much. Look, I feel your father, he's telling me that you're a very strong person. That's the first thing I'm hearing. He's telling me that you're a very strong person, and it's like he's depending on you to keep everyone together, is what I'm getting. Keeping an eye on the family is what you need. He's worried about your mother. He said that, but you need to sort of keep an eye on everyone. I feel that you're doing that. And I feel that he's talking about animals. I don't know whether you like animals or someone in the family loves animals, collecting animals. I don't know who that is. That might have been you when you were little, is what I'm hearing. He just sends his love. He's telling me that he's at peace. I feel before his death, I feel that I don't feel he was well within himself before he passed, is what he's saying. And he wasn't himself. But once he sort of passed, he sort of accepted it. And when he first passed too, I feel he used to visit the house. Because I feel someone in the family was saying that they felt him in the house or could hear noises or something. So I do feel he used to come around, but he's sort of moved on now. He kind of reminds me of a cowboy in a way. He's sort of very laid back, and he just takes things in his stride. And he sends his love, not to worry about anything. He's happy where he is, sending love to mum, sending love to everyone, and looking after yourself, sends his love. And he's telling me that you make a very good mum, is what he's saying. You make a very good mum, is what he's saying. Okay, love, love, love from the spirit world. Also, I'm hearing someone called John around him. I don't know if this was him or a friend or someone called John he's talking about. May have been a very good friend. And also I'm hearing the name Bob around him. These are names that are connected to him. Okay, Megan Benjamin. Will I stay with my partner? At the moment, Megan, I really feel things are really up in the air for you. It's been a really tough 12 months, and you're not sure about what you can do. And I just feel you're very unhappy with your partner, and it's like you haven't been communicating for a while, and it's just this horrible sort of stagnant sort of situation and these negative thoughts. I honestly don't feel that you want to stay with this guy. I feel that it's sort of you're not communicating is what I'm getting, and it's sort of like you're feeling very stuck, very confused, not moving. You sort of don't know what to do, and I just feel there's been a lot of this has been going on for quite a while. It's almost like there's a lot of negative energy in that relationship, and it's about not knowing what to do about it. There's no trust, there's no love. It's kind of all gone. It's kind of all gone in a way. So I feel you already know the answer to that. It's just this horrible sort of distance is what I'm getting. A horrible distance. So I do see new beginnings for you, and I do feel that there is someone else for you. With this guy now, I feel it's sort of come to an end. This is what I'm getting. I feel it's come to an end. There's too much water under the bridge, and I don't even know if there's any real love there, because it's so difficult, so sad, and so difficult. So sometimes when you're in those toxic situations, you just need to let them go, instead of just feeling confused and not knowing what to do. But I always suggest for people to seek counselling, but if you've tried that, we'll just move on if it hasn't worked. Okay, Jenny Scott. Will my daughter make the right decisions in her relationship? Look, I feel that your daughter, I feel she knows what she's doing, and I feel it's her call, is what I'm hearing. So you're just there to support her. At the moment, she doesn't know what to do, is what I'm getting. And I don't feel you can encourage her or tell her what to do. She has to come to that right decision. So I'm being told in many ways, Jenny, you really need to step back and you need to let her sort it out herself. And she will, because I feel that she's just been through a lot of lessons and learnings, and she knows what to do. So I would definitely not get involved with that and just let her sort it out. I don't feel that, I feel she will make the right decision. I do see her moving ahead, and I feel you'll be happy with what she wants to do. But in the meantime, just step back and let her work it out herself, because she knows exactly what she wants to do. Okay. What'd you say? Oh, we've got to wrap it up. Okay, one more. Is that? Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, Gillian, we've got one more. Is there a caring relationship on the horizon? With you, Gillian, I feel that you're into music. And I don't know if you're one of these beanbag persons, I think, Gillian. I'm just seeing a big beanbag and you sitting in it. And you'd love to meet someone, but I don't feel you really get an opportunity to, because it's not just the COVID. I just feel that you don't really go anywhere, you don't really meet anyone, and some of your relationships are being very difficult. I feel next year's going to be a lot better for you. I do see you moving ahead, and I do feel you will meet someone, but I feel it's more next year. This year it's about just surviving and moving on. I just feel you've gone through a lot of stuff in your life, and it's been very difficult. Music's very good for you, though. Also, I feel there could be some new work coming up for you at the more towards the end of the year too. Okay, and then I feel that's it.
Yes.
We'll just have to end it tonight. But anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed the night and enjoyed Violet and my talk. And we'll be back again in 2 weeks, and we'll have another subject. I think we're talking about manifestation, aren't we?
We're going to talk about some money.
How to make some money. How does that sound? Make some money.
Ching.
So we can, because I don't see anything really moving till next year.
No.
I do feel that I can't see myself going over till next year. So this year it's about making money, getting into those new jobs, cutting the ties with people that no longer serve us, looking at our relationships and starting to love yourself in a really big way, because that way you can really change yourself in the world and you'll have good things coming to you. So thanks very much for joining me tonight. It was lovely to connect to you all, and again, have a beautiful Valentine's Day, and sending lots of love to everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, and joining me and Violet. Thank you. Is that it?
Mhm.
What's this here? Can you just check that?